sobs, making my chest convulse. Pain shooting from my heart all the way to my fingertips. I had just been told yet again that I was not qualified for yet another job. This was the third time that day I had a deadline. 3 months of rent was all that I had saved up, and I needed a job now, or else I was facing a long, devastating drive back to my parents. Completely alone in the giant state of Texas, sleeping on an air mattress, hardly a thing to my name, and feeling completely lost. I had made a decision for myself, but was I wrong? This is when the flashback, thoughts of doubts, and concerns of judgment flooded in. I could not fail, that was not an option, but the fear of failure was pounding on my door. Ironically, when you start to make healthy decisions and positive choices in your life, that is when the most pain surfaces. Each of us have dealt with pain and have our own coping methods. For me, it was to self-harm by cutting. When my mom asked me why I cut myself, I simply told her it was because it was a pain that I could control. The emotional pain I could not stop, and it was so overwhelming that I took to a different pattern, a different form of pain. But it was not until I began to choose positive decisions did I know what real pain was. Memories and fears tend to come to the surface, and without consistent practice and positive coping methods, we resort to the bad habits all over again. The next process in this journey is changing your story, overcoming the hurt, pain, and frustration, and focusing on the dreams at stake. Through all of my own experiences and past, as I began to focus on my growth, I realized that my self-esteem was demolished. I faced issues with my size, concerns about my attitude and behaviors, concerned about whether I was a relationship material, or if I could even find a good job to pay me well. This, I regret to inform you, is normal. We find ourselves used to accepting the bad and fearing the worst, that we miss out on the opportunities that are in front of us. It is easy to revert to the earlier bad habits, to hide the pain and struggle. But you have to understand that your struggle is worth it. Understand that if God brought you to it, He will get you through it. You need to find something to believe in. You may not believe it, but for me, it was to cry in a constructive manner. I realized that it was my fear of tears that was holding me back. I realized that I did not have to be afraid of tears. I had to give in to them. The tears, never the fear. At first, I found myself every day, I would cry uncontrollably, but gradually it came down to a couple times a week. As it reduced, I realized that I was becoming more and more resilient to my past. But it was not the crying that helped. It was the resolute conviction that I am going to cut down on my crying. Somewhere it kindled a desire in me to be happy and healthy, and I saw the crying decrease. It became every other day, then a couple times a week, and times got less and less. Grieving is a process. Loss is a process. Transition is a process. If you try to circumvent it, you will only add the pain of past burdens to your newer challenges. The only way to do it is the way through it. You cannot live in the past and look forward to the future at the same time. You must live in the present. You have to go through the present to leave your past behind. Once you leave your past behind, you can look forward to the future. Who helps you to leave your past behind? We've covered it before. And yep, it's your dream team, your support team. These two teams will help you navigate the difficult waters of your present. They will give you a reason to look forward to the future, to think beyond the present. They will also be the hand to hold, the shoulder to cry, and the person to trust. My dream team did this for me. I focused on having multiple people in my life that I could vent to, so not one person heard everything. I have certain individuals who know to check up on me. Certain ones are established for bad nights, others for celebrations. I have my core group that helped me refocus my mindset whenever I felt things were too heavy. When I faced that long night in Lubbock, Texas, debating my move to Texas. When I was crying alone in my apartment each night, I was denied another job. And when I celebrated achieving a place to live and a career, each time I had my team there to be with me. Recently, I had an injury. While it was happening, the pain was not intense. It was tolerable, and I didn't think much of it until it started to heal. This is the same with our lives. As we experience the painful events in our lives, we don't understand the effect. And we often hide behind excuses so that we can ignore the pain. But when you create healthy habits and focus on the growth and steps towards your goals, you find that life almost seems to get easier. You see the effects of those painful memories, and as the injuries surface, realize that you are equipped to handle that pain in a healthy and positive way. Healing is never a pretty sight, but the other side is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. Now, as you start your steps towards happier habits, a stronger support system, and see movement towards your dreams, what steps will you take today to guarantee forward movement instead of falling into bad habits again? Join me as I embark through this journey of self-discovery and motivation as we enter the epic zone.